Megan is in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hi, Megan. What's up in your world?
So I own a e-commerce education business that's like primarily D2C. And so I usually do anywhere from like 1.2 to 1.6 million. Last year was 1.3. And we've gotten to the point where really we've been running out of our own cash flow, and our debt repayment has been so rapid that seems to be where our sales are at currently, around like that 60 to 80K, where it used to be anywhere from 80 to 125K easily, is not sustainable for the level of debt we have. And since I'm pulling out of basically all of my cash, I'm wondering, if filing bankruptcy, what to do, how to do that. Will I lose all of my own assets and even the proprietary like stuff that I've built for all this education? And I just don't know where to go from here really with that debt.
How long have you been running this?
So 4.5 years, and it took me 2 years to even build the first product. So 6 years altogether.
I'm sorry, that's a scary thing to be facing. Okay.
Sucks.
All right. So you got $1.2 million to $1.6 million, around $1 million, give or take, and it's trending downward. And you've got your debt is eating all of your profit. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. So we borrowed fast funding. So they're taking about 17 to 20% of our revenue every single day that we bring in.
Okay. Explain to me what you mean by fast funding. Are you talking?
Yeah, they call them like merchant cash advances. So like for Shopify, for example, I've taken money from Shopify Capital. And how they do that is instead of, so if I take like 100,000 from them, I borrow, I have to pay back 110,000. But the whole kind of deal is that I give them 17 to 20% of my revenue every single day. So whatever my sales are,
towards the payment?
20%. Correct. Yep. You got it.
Okay. And until the 110,000 is repaid.
You got it. Yep.
Okay. And how much in fast funding do you have with Shopify?
So right now it's down to 88,000.
So not much. Okay.
No.
All right. And because at a 20% burn rate, that's going to be, let's see here. $20,000, you're going to do that in about 6 or 8 months. That one will be gone if you don't do any more of it.
Right. Correct.
Okay. And what other debt do you have other than the fast funding $88,000?
Yeah, I have 100,000 to Chase credit card, and then I have 40,000 to my dad, and then I have 500,000 that I borrowed from the COVID relief, and those payments start in November of only $2,300 a month.
Okay. And which type of COVID relief was that? The PIP?
It was it's like the SBA COVID EIDL emergency.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Did they take a lien on your house on that one?
So as far as I think it's like, I don't know if it's a lien now, but it is unsecured debt. So I'm assuming.
Okay. All right.
Like they would. We have a house in California and we're currently renting in Vegas.
Gotcha.
So assuming our house in California that's worth $550 would be.
Okay, so when you pay the 17% out of your gross revs to cover the $88,000, you're not paying anything on the $500 yet, and then you got the credit card payment. You're saying what profit you had's gone.
Yeah, like currently at the rate with our sales right now, and marketing being so much more expensive. Yeah.
So you don't have much margin.
You got it. Yep.
Okay. And the marketing that you're doing is what? SEO, paid ads, or what?
Yes. It's all like Meta, Instagram.
Yeah. And it's gone up 5x. Yeah.
Yes. A lot.
Yeah.
Their dollars don't go far at all.
We are singularly sick of them at Ramsey. I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah.
We're moving away from the model because it's not, they've taken all the fun out of it. So.
Right.
Why are your sales down? Because you're not getting a ROAS on the ad buys?
Yeah, essentially it feels like the numbers that we do have according to our marketing team are still great, but our dollars don't go far. So we've lowered our ad spend, which has overall lowered, the attention we get. it used to be that it was very easy for us to do at least a 3+ because of like our niche product.
Yeah, but
now we're very lucky if it's like a 2.
Exactly.
2.2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the same thing we're seeing. So,
Yeah.
So what we've done is we decided we have to acquire customers another way.
Yeah.
Have you worked on that?
Yeah, we're doing like conferences and trying to expand into the B2B area, so more for colleges and then healthcare systems since we're in the medical education space. And we've gotten a lot of great like wants and eyes, but even, for example, we had a huge medical corporation that basically bought over $40,000 of books from us saying like how great this is and they want to expand, but every single education platform person that we talked to that bought from us prior is even saying that their budgets are tight and they're even like lowering the order volume that they would get from us and that they don't even have it in this year's budgets either.
Okay.
So that was like one way we were trying to pivot and shift. Even being at the conferences is super helpful to like have that awareness. Doing all I can to post all the time, which feels like just that job alone is making me spread so thin.
Yeah. Running your own. Okay. Well, here's some principles that I've learned from coaching businesses and running one, both, for 30+ years. Those of us that have the backbone and the gumption to start something and run it like you have, it is very, very, very hard for us emotionally to close something. Yeah. So we pretend, because we're optimists, we always think we can figure it out, or you wouldn't have even started a business. And so for that reason, my observation is that people tend to shift into I don't know what the right word. The word that's coming to mind is a fantasy, but that's not the right word. That's too strong. That's too strong a word. We shift into a form of denial, and we should close 6 months before we do close. Right. Yeah. Because we're not facing the reality. Okay. And Jim Collins in his book How the Mighty Fall calls it the last 10% of truth. And the last 10% of truth is when all the different realities stack up and you look at it and you go, oh, crap, we're there. So if you won't face the last 10% of truth, it's how the mighty fall. It's one of the 5 reasons in his book that happens. So I'm not claiming you're there, but I'm just saying that's a normal tendency of a small business entrepreneur running something your size is to hang on too long. And so the second principle that I've observed is Henry Cloud wrote a book called Necessary Endings. Order it when you get off the phone with me. Okay? The core thesis of the book is that we end something, anything, a job, a relationship, a business, when we have no logical pattern in front of us leading to success. Right. Okay. So a wacky example would be someone that's married to an alcoholic. Okay. And we have to end that marriage if we see no actual behavior to fix the alcoholism, like, joining AA, going to rehab, stop drinking, all these kinds of things. These are actual actions that give us hope. But when we don't have hope based on a logical pattern, then it is a necessary ending. And that's what you're going to analyze now, is you're going to start saying, okay, when this $500,000 kicks in, if I haven't replaced the revenue that's lost, my source of leads hasn't come up before that kicks in, I'm going to have a real problem. That's what I think I'm seeing. Am I wrong? Yeah. No, yeah. And I'm kind of there where like I've been fighting tooth and nail every day and I feel like I can't like punch anymore to the point. Well, you shouldn't punch anymore unless there's a logical reason that says, I see, there's a light at the end of the tunnel that's not a train. You know,
Yeah.
there has to be there's a path here to a new source of leads, a better ROAS on my current leads, a changing in the debt structure. You know, you got to get out of the Shopify business. It's cut you off at the knees. That cash flow right there alone would change everything. But but if you got your volume back up to 150 a month, 1.8. You know, and you got your lead cost down and you got rid of Shopify, all of a sudden we're viable.
Right. When I didn't have that Shopify before, it was fine.
Yeah.
I had basically taken it to like, one, get a little bit more inventory, but also we like shot a commercial hoping, and it
yeah, but you should have shot that with cash or not shot
attention.
it. That's your future.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, your future is I never borrow into inventory and I never borrow into marketing. I never borrow because it put me in this mess. But anyway, so that's water under the bridge. But now in the future, that's how I want you to analyze it. But in the meantime, you know, is there anything? Do you have an asset you can sell to clear some of this? The house, in California. Are you living in it at all?
No, we rent it.
What's it worth?
$550,000.
And what is it paid for?
We bought it 3 years ago at least, maybe 4 years ago now, and we bought it for $440,000.
What's your mortgage on it?
28.
No. Balance. Mortgage balance.
Sorry.
Mortgage balance.
Leftover. You know, I cannot remember. I want to say 440.
Okay. All right. So there's 100 there.
Like just been
if you sold it, there's 100,000 there, and you don't need to be in the rental business. That 100,000 could clear Shopify.
Yeah. And then as far as like the the credit card debt though.
Or it could clear the credit card debt. Either one. I don't care.
Right.
But I think the Shopify is going to give you more cash flow, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, than the credit card. So, and then use that cash flow to clear the credit card. Dad's on hold anyway. He knows that. And then you got the stupid government over here. Good God, what a mess that is. But that's a different.
Yeah.
The only way you clear that, you got to get to making money. So anyway, I need to sit down and go, okay, I got 5 more things I can try or 7 more things I can try before I don't see a way out.
Right. Yeah.
And then when you've run that, here's what's going to happen. It's very weird. If you've run, let's call it 6 things, okay? There's 6 things. When you've run all 6 of those, and I'm still sitting here, you're going to have a sense of peace about closing this.
Right.
Because it's like when you've done every single thing you know to do in your right mind that is logical, well, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy, I don't know if that SBA loan is going to clear.
Right.
I don't know if it's bankruptable. It depends on which type of COVID thing it is. Some of the COVID stuff is bankruptable, some of it's not. And so the Shopify for sure is bankruptable. The credit cards for sure are bankruptable. And you don't get to keep the house in a bankruptcy. They're going to force the sale of that and use the equity to apply to your creditors. So go ahead and sell it now and apply it to your creditors.
Right.
Because if you file bankruptcy, it's gone anyway.
What about like the Chapter 11 though, to restructure, to like try to like change the debt? Like
the only reason to do that is if you see a way out. And if you see a way out, you're going to make it anyway. Because if I'm going to file Chapter 11, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to not pay the SBA. And I'm going to not pay the credit cards for 5 months.
Right.
And that's, and then catch them up later when you get things working. But you have to know that you have to see some kind of a pattern movement in your business that shows at the end of that 5 months, I'm going to start paying.
Yeah.
Because Chapter 11 is going to require that you pay them. It's just how much and when. And the only way that's going to happen is if the business is actually profitable. You don't want to work for this business for 0 income for 5 years just to run a Chapter 11. Screw that.
Right. Exactly.
Close it.
Yeah. Yeah. We were thinking of like for Black Friday, even just doing a massive clearance sale to even just try to move this leftover to just.
Well, don't even wait till Black Friday. Just declare October Friday. October surprise. It's an election special.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just make something up. What the crap? I mean, how big is your mailing? How big is your email list?
Over 150,000
Yeah.
people.
You probably generate 100K if you hit that right.
I was thinking that too.
And deeply discount and clean a bunch of this inventory and sell that house. Now we're rid of the credit card debt and we're rid of Shopify. We still have not solved the core issue, which is the business isn't profitable.
Right. Yeah.
I've got to get my revenues back up and my margins back up. I got to get my revenues back up and my margins back up.
Right. Correct.
Or the rest of this is we're just plugging our fingers in the Titanic.
Yeah.
Execute fast, like you're desperate, because you are. And see if those two things clear Shopify and clear the credit cards. Dad's on hold. The other stuff's on hold till the fall anyway. And you said, how long before COVID kicks in?
In November, it will be $2,300. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, that's
no,
not even a blip. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
The only problem with that is you're going to be in debt for 4,000 years if you don't do more than that. But yeah, but short term, that's good news because we're talking about what are my margins right now after debt. And so if you got no debt except Dad and $2,300, now we can get our ROAS back up. We can get a different source of leads than we've been having, reset this business model in a new world where Facebook and Meta and Google tried to take your business over with their price increases. That's what they've done to all of us, by the way. And Apple 13 didn't help. But that
was awful.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And so they all three fall in that thing. But it's big tech is sucking the marrow out of businesses that, particularly small businesses like yours, that were trying to operate by just utilizing Google, just utilizing Facebook. But they raised their prices so stinking high, and then Apple got involved and helped them add even more to it. Anyway, get off my soapbox, but I do know what happened to you. I see it, okay?
Yeah.
So you need a new source of leads. And never touch anything like that Spotify deal again.
Yeah, no, never.
That deal's a death knell. Okay, horrible deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay, I think Megan, I think you're going to make it.
Yeah.
I think you're going to make it.
I know. I feel like this just brought a lot of clarity, honestly.
10 minutes ago, I didn't think you were going to make it, but I think you're going to make it now.
Yeah.
If we sell the house and have a Black Friday sale and clear those two, I need $188,000, right? Between those two things.
Yeah.
And that your cash flow just changed way big time. We still have to get to the core business problem, the model on the lead generation, but I think you can do that. You were looking for a lead when you found these, so you'll find a way.
Yeah, right.
Because it's who you are. That's how you function. So, but don't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect a different result, right?
No, exactly. Insanity.
Exactly.
I can't
handle it. Yeah. What does your husband do?
He's a police officer.
And how much have you unloaded all this emotion onto him?
Honestly, not a lot, but I've had like 3 big breakdowns this year, and he's been there for it.
Okay. No, I don't mean breakdowns. I mean, I think it's okay to say, my tank is running low and I'm scared.
That's it. And
you don't need you don't need a breakdown. You can just say that.
No, you're right. And I am very blessed because he even just the other day texted me and was like, whatever is going to happen, we're going to be totally fine.
He's right.
Fine.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
And that's very hard to come from.
The thing you got to remember, I went bankrupt when I was 28 and lost everything in a real estate thing that went sideways. Right. Okay? Yeah. And the thing I found out is that the secret sauce was not the system, it was me.
Right.
And that's not arrogance. The reason this was successful is you. That reason doesn't go away if you made 4 bad decisions that bankrupt you.
Yeah.
Spotify, credit cards, and not getting out of Facebook and other stuff fast enough. That's 3 bad decisions.
Yeah.
If those 3 things take you down, Shopify. I said Spotify. I'm sorry, Shopify.
Yeah, I got it.
And but anyway, if those 3 things take you down, it does not invalidate that you're brilliant enough to have done this in the first place. Hear me.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah, because you know how many people can build $1 million business? I mean, come on. You are right. You are amazing. But even amazing people stub their toe, and you did, or break their knee, or whatever we wanted to go with here. But I think you're going to make it. I think you're going to make it. I want to hear back from you. Will you call me back and tell me if you make it?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I'm honored to speak with you. Wow, very cool. Huh. There's some good principles in there for all of you guys. Number one, don't borrow. Sometimes I'll tell you what some of you guys do out there. You don't do. I didn't know what fast funding was. I just learned something on this call. I did not know that Shopify would completely become. God, that's payday lender bullcrap right there, man. I mean, wow. Stay away from that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you where I almost got in that one time. I was doing B2B stuff, selling to businesses, and I had like $4 million in receivables laying here, and I couldn't get the money to come in fast enough that was owed to me. And you can sell off your receivables, and it's almost as bad a deal as that is. It's called factoring your receivables. And I've dealt with a lot of EntreLeadership clients over the years and gotten them away from factoring because it does to your cash flow what this Shopify thing was doing to her cash flow. Oh my God, 17% a month of your revenues go to this thing. You just gave them your firstborn and said, go sit in the vault until we get this figured out. Oh my God, that's just horrid. And Shopify actually has a decent model until they start doing crap like that. But that makes a credit card look like a bargain. If you can make a credit card look like a bargain, you've really screwed something up. I mean, Shopify, come on, seriously. So, yeah, if that thing works exactly the way I just learned, if I didn't learn it right, Shopify, you can call and correct me, and I will recant. But if I understood from her what you're doing to her, you should stop it. Good God. You should be ashamed of yourself. Put the very people out of business that you're supposed to be there to serve. Classic. Oh, I think we can make a little money by going in the debt business, and we forgot the business that we were in, and now we're in the debt business. And when companies do that, there we go. And now we have Klarna. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're killing me. All right, enough of my rants. There we go. But principle. Necessary endings. Don't hang on too long. Develop a pattern. Don't keep doing the same thing. When somebody moves your cheese, go find the cheese on these dadgum lead-based things, man. It's ridiculous. That's where we are. So, good stuff. Good stuff. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.